So Gabrielle and I kind of got lost in this video. We did a lot of ADD, but the two main topics we're going to talk about are the UFO invasion that seems to be happening, and also a big story about the developing lasagna gate. Outside of the music business now, it is now expanding to be in like all the elite circles, and I would stick around because it's towards the end and it is a fascinating story. Play with matches, we're back. Listen to this, you guys. There are 100 topics for us to do today. Gabrielle, what do you think about that?
I'm excited.
Yeah. So for those of you who are not familiar with this show, my name is Jesse on Fire. I have one of the biggest shows in the history of YouTube on my main channel. That's not true, but I do have a big show. And this is my wife, Gabrielle on Fire, who is the better looking, smarter part of this.
I prefer Mrs. On Fire.
Mrs. On Fire.
That's my favorite name that y'all have dubbed me. So
Mrs. On Fire. And we cover all the things. And like today, really quick, we're going to talk about rappers going to jail because it sounds like Jay-Z is not only facing a civil suit now. You know how they've been saying that there's going to be a superseding indictment for Diddy? For anybody who's not familiar with that term, what it means. So Diddy's been indicted on the trafficking and all that stuff that everybody knows about. Superseding indictment means there is going to be an additional additional charges that are laid out, but it's like a whole new thing that'll include all the stuff in this one and also a bunch of other stuff. And people are saying that Jay-Z is going to be a co-defendant in the superseding indictment, which is...
Oh, damn.
Now, I assume you're going to want to know the exact day that happens. So if you want to know the second that the superseding indictment comes out, you better subscribe to this channel and ring the bell. Not good for him. This is a little story about Lil Durk, which is totally not relevant to this video, but Gabrielle and I were talking about drill rap earlier, and I wanted to talk about that.
We're watching King
Von, son.
King Von.
It's a tragedy.
He was quite talented.
He is the best drill rapper ever, but he's now dead.
Also, apparently a mass
killed a lot of people.
Life ender.
He's they're literally like he's a serial killer.
Yeah.
I mean, like they went through all of the requirements to fit the description of serial killer. And he hits them all.
It's like three or more with the same methodology.
And then it's something like, it's like looking for, narcissistic drive for attention related to them. And then it was like all these different things. It's like, bro, this guy's a serial killer. Yeah. There's just no two ways about it. But there's a story about that's very notable now that Gabrielle knows. Oh, by the way, Diddy sued by 3 more assault accusers. We haven't even read this yet. This is from today. Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly broke up weeks after announcing pregnancy.
She's pregnant again?
Yeah, but apparently she's going to be raising another trans kid by herself. And then
they have a trans kid?
All 3 of her kids are boys and dress like girls.
No.
You didn't know that?
No.
So anytime, she's taken a ton of flack from the internet about it.
Oh, geez. I wonder why.
Okay. In her defense,
no.
And this is definitely not because she's super hot. I will defend her only once, and here's why. She says they're not trans. She said they're rock stars. That's her response. She's like they're not dressing like girls, they're dressing like rock stars.
No, I could get down with that. Like Marilyn Manson used to wear weird ass dresses and stuff.
That's her defense. However, let's definitely take a look at what they look like before we fully get on board with her defense, because they certainly look like they're dressing like girls, and she's like full of,
Interesting.
But anyway, so this is...
So we might talk about that later, too.
I mean, we're going to talk about all of it. It's just a matter of whether it's going to be on just this video or if we're going to end up doing 2 because we talked for 2 hours. So Luigi Maggioni, you know who that is, Gabrielle?
No.
He's the dude that shot the United Healthcare CEO.
Oh. I didn't realize that they had identified him.
He's arrested. Oh, and don't worry, there is a large group of leftists who are obsessed with him as if he is the hero of the world. Like, I didn't show you the video I did the other night.
My eyes can't roll back far enough.
About, dude, this chick, Taylor Lorenz, who was already the most toxic, psychotic leftist in the entire world. And she has been doing the rounds on all these talk shows saying it gives her joy that this guy murdered this CEO. Like stuff where you're like, what are you doing? Like, why would you think you could say a thing like this out loud?
It's like, what's his fuck who said that the firemen deserve to die?
I was all worked up when I was filming that video, and I called him a cum guzzler. I was like, or like that cum guzzler Destiny when he said that about the firefighter. Anyway, so this is a story about how Etsy had to pull off the support this leftist murderer, deny, defend, depose gear. Nice unibrow guy. Maybe I don't know, do something about that. It's hilarious. These people they think that they're these martyr heroes. Yeah. And you're like, hey, you know what this is going to be like? Because he got caught on purpose, right?
Yeah.
Now, I did see a very interesting thing today that he was being investigated for insider trading on a big trade that coincidentally Nancy Pelosi was involved in. Where they signed a big security contract with the security company, and somehow Nancy Pelosi was able to get in on a short-term options play on said. It's just one of those things.
Weird. She's just really lucky when it comes to the stock market.
I wonder how she's going to stay lucky when she's no longer in government. It seems like maybe she's been cheating all along.
She'll still have friends in government.
Well, I mean, you would think so, but the other thing that's going on today that. We actually should do a complete, dude, honestly.
The UFOs.
Do you know what we should do, actually?
The UFOs.
No. Let me show you something. Okay, check this out. So you know how I said like this channel, we can be a little bit experimental because it's new, you know, and okay, check this out. So these guys, this story right here. Okay. So the Alexander brothers are arrested in Florida sex trafficking. These guys are like the real estate agents to the biggest, like they sold a $240 million Manhattan property. Like these guys are the top echelon, and they just got popped here for this massive sex trafficking thing, drugging women, whatever. I said to Drew, who sent it to me, I'm like, when is it okay for me to start talking about Pizzagate on the channel? Because as of now, really starting to look like it's time to talk about Pizzagate, you know, because at the end of the day, all it was, well, that's actually not true. I was going to say all it was just this kind of connected to like these elites seemed to be involved. I think the main problem was which elites you were putting into that category.
Right.
But the broader conversation was that there are these elite rings of traffickers who trade kids or whatever.
I feel like we're seeing it right now.
I mean, at what point, like, you know, so I can call it hot dog gate if that helps you, if everybody's still going to know what we're talking about. But like, at what point is it unreasonable for you not to be allowed to talk about that on a platform, given that the theory is now verified?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I didn't even think about that.
I mean, I'm not worried about talking about it here because, like, worst case scenario, we got one. Actually, we would just get oh, no, we already got a warning.
What did we do?
We did a video about Leah Thomas where I was constantly referring to that person as a man, you know. That was back before the world changed. I think that kind of thing is just slowly trickling out of society, you know. But getting a strike is not ideal.
We don't want one of those.
But it's still like, do you know how the strike system works?
3 strikes and you're out?
That's correct.
And
but
they fall off.
What?
Don't they fall off?
Correct. That's what I was going to say. They stay on for 3 months.
Your driving record.
They stay on for 3 months.
Oh, that's not that long.
Yeah. So, but like, I think it's 3 months. Yeah, I don't know. But they like, so if you get 3 during that period, then I mean, it's not just that like your channel you get deleted from the platform permanently.
Yeah.
You can never come back, which is terrifying, dude.
That's scary.
Terrifying.
I know.
Anywho, all right. So where we're going to start today before we get into these, actually, I do want to talk about Lil Durk to Gabrielle really quick. And then we're going to talk about Giselle.
Oh.
We're going to talk about Giselle's story.
Daughter.
So I'm just going to give you a
Not Giselle Bundchen.
super quick and dirty on this Lil Durk thing. Okay. So, you know, we talked about King Von. I gave you that whole entire background about how he got killed, right? Mm-hmm. So he started the whole thing. He incited the beef, and then he incited the incident, which led to him getting shot. Okay. So Quando Rondo and this dude, Lil Tim, are the ones who actually were involved in that.
Okay.
And that was in 2020. And for years, everyone who was watching this stuff is like, hey, I thought you guys are hey, Lil Durk, I thought you guys are so hard. Why don't you ride for Vaughn, dude? Why don't you slide on them for Vaughn? So they couldn't let it go, even though Vaughn's the one who started it. Vaughn, every single part of this, they just were defending. Okay, so Lil Durk paid a group of, without getting into all the weeds or whatever, guys, some of them relatively well known, to go to Beverly Hills where they knew Quando Rondo was going to be, and they cornered his car like out of a movie and lit him up. Quando did not get hit, but his best friend got shot and killed. So they killed.
How did he not get hit when his car was surrounded by gunmen?
Dude, I think they were kind of surrounded.
Not very good.
It was like front and side. I mean, like, dude, they rained bullets on. Honestly, I mean, yes, but like,
yeah.
I don't know, dude. If you actually go shoot a lot, you'll see that like that if you're kind of like dan, 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 and like these guys aren't good shooters, you know.
Clearly.
So anyway, it's not here nor there. They killed his best friend.
Okay.
So this was in Beverly Hills though. Okay, Quando is from Atlanta and Lil Durk's from Chicago.
Okay.
The police had no idea who did this. Okay.
Yeah.
And then one of the conspirators, fucking moron, went onto a podcast, a national podcast. He's not even in their crew. He's like he's a Crip from LA. Okay. He's a Crip from you know what? He's kind of, it doesn't matter.
Whatever.
And he says on this, he's the one who helped orchestrate it. He says on the podcast, he goes, "Hey man, well I guess they can't say that. I guess they can't say Lil Durk didn't ride for Vaughn." Like just a little comment like that.
No, he didn't.
And so as of that moment, the police start looking into them. It takes them however long. And now Lil Durk, this guy who's one of the most successful rappers in the world, okay? Like this is like this new generation rap. Like you're talking, he's a massive star.
Yeah.
And now he is in prison for conspiracy to commit murder and he's going to go to jail for life 100%. And you're like, nice, dude. You know, nice. You know, I feel like one of the rules you could have made is don't talk about this on any podcast.
I mean, isn't that kind of like their whole thing though? They like kill people and rap about it?
But they rap in code.
Oh, so he needed to be like...
He needed to be slick about it.
Yeah.
Now, the reason that all of this is actually fresh...
Think of a street name.
The reason all this is fresh on my mind though is because someone sent me this video, or sent me a video on YouTube and it's all... Well, I guess we know why he didn't release this song that's so hard. And it's because he rapped about the incident, but they didn't put it out. It is the hardest song ever. I wonder if we get copywritten for an unreleased song. I'm just going to show everybody on my phone.
Go find it
because
yourself.
This song is so fucking fire. I sent it to Giselle and I was like, because Giselle loves gangster rap, dude.
She does.
Okay. You put your headphones on and you go listen to Lil Durk Go. This song, I listened to it probably last night in all seriousness, like 7 or 8 straight times. Like, because, you know, their songs aren't that long. It's only 2.5 minutes long.
That's a long song.
2.5 minutes?
Yeah.
It's a long song.
It's like a standard song.
Anyway.
What kind of music do you
back
listen
to back to back to back to back. It's so hard. Anyway, that's enough. Let's now move on to something actually interesting. Okay, so now let's talk.
I'm glad y'all stuck with us.
Let's talk about AI girls. Because I know I just came out of nowhere. Because I was like, why did I keep this channel?
Video I've ever been a part of.
Bro, that's what we do. Oh, look, there's Lil Durk in jail right there. There's Lil Durk.
There he is. Well, who's India?
Apparently his girl or something, you know? Okay, so you see this girl on the far left here in the skirt?
Yeah.
So the new thing, AI girls are blowing up on YouTube, blowing up
on Instagram too.
It's crazy. You can't tell. A couple times, I saw a dance with these 2 girls that were in like cheerleading outfits and it was like one of those ones that kind of like hypnotized you. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, who are these girls? And I clicked on it, went to the girl. I'm like, okay, let's see what's the most popular one. Yeah. And when you watch the most popular one, there's one of those things where the face goes. I'm like, whoa. And so I went to the comments and it's like, yeah, she's great, but this is AI. And then I went back to the original one. You're like straight up, did not for a second suspect that it was AI. What do you think? Where does that go?
I told you, dude. One of the guys in my organization has created these videos. I don't know if I told the story on here. Has created these YouTube videos of people giving testimonies using our products. And it's a friggin' AI generated thing. He writes out a script for it. And it's he's a dude, it's just a normal dude. And he writes these scripts I'm a mom and I started using these products and suddenly I feel so much better. And when you watch it, you kind of have your spidey sense goes off. There's something weird about it, but you can't really put your finger on it. You wouldn't immediately say to yourself, that's AI.
Does he make them pretty or no?
He makes them look like the girl next door with a normal house behind her. Very... real.
How have you not connected me with this guy so I can talk about things I could potentially do with AI?
Oh, okay. I mean, I can connect you. I can get it.
Because I have no idea how to do this. Okay, so this one, like,
so.
I gotta mute this. Hang on. That one's AI. Oops. Hang on. That one's AI for sure.
That one is. That one just looks AI.
That one for sure is AI. That is so crazy. That I just like I don't.
It's a weird world.
It's a weird world, man.
Yeah.
I mean, God, that's
How
honestly
do y'all feel about it?
That is, yeah. What do you guys think about that? It's like the ultimate defense for Jay-Z, and them. He's all, hey, that ain't even me, bro.
Yeah, it's a deep fake. Maybe.
You know?
What do you believe anymore? Like all these UFO videos of things coming out of the water, which we haven't seen, I guess, because they haven't been released. But like, how do we know those are even real?
Yeah, they're saying that there was a mothership. Did you hear that part?
No.
Dude, check this out.
I mean, wasn't this the play? Weren't we expecting UFOs to be next?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But check this out. Okay.
How exciting!
Look at this.
Iranian
UFO mothership off the coast of Jersey. U.S. Congressman says.
Okay.
Oh, Iran has a UFO mothership.
They're the first people to make friends with the aliens.
Iran has positioned exactly. The aliens came down. They're like, who should we do business with? They're all, let's go with the Persians.
It's Iran for sure.
You know, I heard something about a guy named Xerxes. I've seen the movie 300. That looks like you're like, things have changed since then. Iran has positioned a mothership off the east coast of America to launch drones over New Jersey. A U.S. congressman claims, as reports of car-sized flying objects over the Garden State have poured into local TV stations and flooded social media since November.
There's also like all of these stories of people putting up their own drones to go look at it, and then like their batteries are dying and they're just falling out of the sky when they get close to things.
Well, that lines up, dude.
Yeah.
That lines up. You know what's funny, actually? So, I mean, I haven't talked about this on this channel, but obviously, out of the handful of topics that I know an abnormal amount for like a civilian,
UFOs are one of
UFOs is absolutely one of them. Like, it's just one of those things that I like gotten obsessed with, read books, whatever.
Yeah.
So one of the most absolutely certifiably credible military incidents of all time happened with an Iranian jet fighter and a UFO. I think it happened in like 1980, maybe 1979.
Is that the one where like the plane went like dead until it flew away and then it came back online or whatever?
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, it shut down its weapon system and then shut down like the guy because
the engines and everything too didn't it start free falling. Yeah.
I don't know if it free fell, but I know for sure that the second he locked onto it, the whole thing shut down. Like just shut it down. And then I'm not sure if he free fell, but I'm talking about the weapon system shut down. And I've seen that guy talk about it publicly. He's telling the truth, man.
Yeah.
He's telling the truth. Like you look in his eye, like you could tell. You know what I mean?
He's not a liar.
Yeah, no, he's definitely
crazy.
Not.
There's something, but like when the government's like, "Hey, there's UFOs," I'm like, "Yeah, right."
I know. Isn't that the weirdest thing? It's like, and at the end of the day, like the government, it's just a bunch of people.
Bunch of people I don't trust.
But I'm saying, like, you had a bunch of people before saying it, and you're like, that guy's telling the truth.
Yeah.
And then as soon as, there's people from the entire... No, I'm agreeing with you.
What's like Billy Bob from, Arkansas got to prove? Or like, how is he gonna stand to gain from this? Maybe he's one guy that like sells a book deal or an interview or something and makes some money. But if you think about what an alien invasion would mean for the government as a means to control its people, there's a lot more weight there.
Well, yeah. I mean, we've talked about this a million times in terms of like, how do I put credibility on a conspiracy theory? Is what do they stand to gain? What's their incentive?
Yeah.
Which is why flat Earth is so stupid, And then when people, well, what about the moon landing? Are you seriously you're comparing flat Earth to the moon landing? Like, that's one of the absolute most like highly incentivized fake incidents of all time.
Yeah,
anyway,
it put us ahead in the Cold War and like Yeah,
correct.
For sure, 100%.
Yeah, but in terms of the UFO thing, it's like one of the top priorities for the elites for how long has been one world government. So this is like one of those things where
unite the people,
we have a global threat.
Yeah.
Ronald Reagan said it in the 80s. So sometimes I think how fast all our differences would be set aside if we faced an alien threat.
Someone probably watched that interview and they were like, ding, ding, ding.
Or someone was like, here's how we can do this at some point, you know. But that was during the Cold War also, where like we have nukes pointing at each other. I mean, we still have nukes pointing at each other. But anyway, I don't know. I mean, the thing about it being Iran, it makes little to no sense to me whatsoever. But okay, so let's tell the story about.
How are there no photos of it? Every single video or thing that I try to watch or learn or read is all stuff like that, which is clearly not the thing that people are seeing. Like, I want to see what people are seeing, and it's almost impossible to find. It's weird. I will agree. I mean, I agree with you, of course. Where is something that I can see exactly what this thing is, and it does something where you're like, whoa. Yeah. So if it's just up in the air, though, there's no backdrop. It's just blue behind it. Like, you can't tell how big it is. You can't tell what it's doing. Still see that it was there.
No, totally. But I'm saying, why hasn't there been a single incident where it's over something where you can see a building and then where they say, oh, it just shot into oblivion at lightning speed? Where's that video?
Because everyone zooms in on it. But like, they have these ones coming out of the ocean or whatever. Like, where are these videos? I want to see these videos. Yeah.
But even when they do, you're like, you can't trust those either, you know?
I know, but
if you could deep fake,
not seeing something.
That's true. But I mean, if you can deep fake a hot girl walking down the road and it looks 100% real,
it's true.
How hard is it to deep fake a weirdly obscured like metal object that's just kind of flying out of the ocean?
It's true.
It's really tough, you know? That's why the Phoenix Lights, dude, 10,000 witnesses.
Melissa sent me a video that she thinks like Brendan and one of the boys saw a UFO. It's actually a pretty wild video. Really?
Rose Namajunas and Pat Barry sent me one too one time where they were like, look at this.
And they're called UAVs, which is not
UAPs.
V.
UAPs. Unidentified aerial phenomenon.
Oh, I thought the one that I saw was unmanned aerial vehicle.
How would they know it's unmanned?
That's what I said.
No, there is a UAV, but that's not a UFO.
Okay, well, that they were saying that these are UAVs.
A UAV is a drone. An unmanned aerial vehicle is like a drone.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But then there's UAPs, which are the new word for UFO.
Aerial phenomenon. Okay. But whatever article I saw inserted UAV instead of UAP, because that was my whole thing. I'm like, how do they know that they're unarmed if we don't know where they came from?
That's correct.
Or unmanned.
Then they did it wrong.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm not totally crazy.
No.
What I read was just wrong.
Correct. All right. So now let's move over to what is obviously now Lasagna Gate being unmasked, and everybody just needs to.
Like cannoli gate.
I like Lasagna Gate because it's so ridiculous. Lasagna Gate, you know.
All right, fine.
But so Lasagna Gate.
Manicotti.
Yeah, I've been calling it Lasagna Gate for a long time.
Okay, we'll go with it.
Oh. Also, I 100% coined grape as the replacement for that word. Like, it is now absolutely standard procedure across YouTube. That's what everyone says. Like, so like someone coined PDF files to do that, and then that became what that was. I had never once heard anyone say grape about the thing. I just started saying it, and now literally that is the YouTube norm. I coined grape.
Good job, babe. You've left your mark on the internet.
No, just more on YouTube, but just more on YouTube. So, okay. So speaking of grapists, so Alexander brothers are arrested in Florida on sex trafficking charges. Prosecutors say the luxury real estate agents drugged and assaulted dozens of women. Now, again, I just want. Oh, we got to actually pick a different one because this is Wall Street Journal, and they're going to make us subscribe. But like. Now that you're getting into outside of just celebrities, you're now talking about other like, you know, like top echelon, just wealthy people, especially real estate agents who deal with everybody. And it's like, oh, weird. You guys are doing this, huh? And you got to start to look and be like, how crazy is Lasagna Gate now? You know what I mean? So until news broke of the assault allegations, the Alexander brothers were fixtures of the jet set, attending glitzy parties in Miami, New York, and the Mediterranean.
That one on the right is a creepo.
They're obviously, oh my God, you're right. Wow. That one on the right is an absolute sheer predator.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. I hadn't actually looked at his face until.
He's like a apex predator.
He's like, his eyes are great white shark. Yeah. Actually, not great white shark. He's like a velociraptor.
Yeah, he's scary.
And the one on the left is like, I'm along for the ride.
Exactly. He just looks dumb.
I am definitely along for the ride. What did you say we're doing? He's like, just make sure that it's inside the champagne bottles. He's like, okay, I'm going to get laid, right? He's like, you're always going to get laid. Yeah. Rah, 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 rah. Man, that is so crazy. These people. Okay, anyway. Well, enjoy prison, guy. Yeah. So 3 brothers and the celebrity real estate family were charged with sex trafficking and conspiracy in a case involving dozens of women from Miami Beach to New York, prosecutors said. Twins Oren and Alon Alexander and their elder brother Tal were charged with, so this guy's the older brother, the one on the left. Charged with working together to repeatedly and violently drug, assault, and grape dozens of victims. They were arrested Wednesday in Miami. Their charges come in the wake of a string of lawsuits accusing the brothers of grape and sexual assault. Dude, these guys are all going down, dude. Like, if you are a person who's been doing this for years, you got to be shaking in your fucking boots right now. Yeah. They're all going down, man. Damian Williams, the U.S. attorney in Manhattan, said all 3 brothers had used force, threats of force, fraud, and coercion in sexually assaulting women for more than a decade. This conduct, as alleged, is heinous. Some of the victims who were drugged found themselves unable to speak or to move, leaving them unable to escape, and were left with partial memories of their assaults. Yeah, I mean, bottom line, again, like,
I want to see all 3 of them.
Oh my God, wait. Jay-Z demands rape accuser. No, I mean, listen. So you see the one that you called the creep?
Yeah.
He has an identical twin.
That's what I want to see, if the twin has the same.
Okay. Hang on. Wait. Let's see.
How come all the photos are only of 2 of them?
I saw the picture of the twins. There. Hang on, let me resize this so everyone else can see. So, there you go. Dude, you know what that face says? My life is over.
Yeah.
Man, that is satisfying.
Yeah.
At least these guys are totally aware of what's coming now, you know? Because at the end of the day, all you can hope for is retribution on this thing now, you know?
Yeah.
And like these stories, I'll tell you what happened for me psychologically is when the Jay-Z story happened, him and Diddy and the female accomplice or whatever. Like I hear these stories and for whatever reason, like my brain starts to try to figure out whether or not it happened. And for some reason, for the Jay-Z and Diddy one, I just was like, I'm just going to assume that this did happen. And I actually went there, like, and put myself in that room where those two had a 13-year-old girl who snuck out, you know, got picked up by some person. They're like, oh my God, this is going to be the night of my life. And where they end up is in some room, drugged, with those two guys laughing, high-fiving each other. Like, horrible. I pictured them like, actually, I can't even want to. I can't. Like, I don't. Like, I went to a place that in my brain where I saw it, and I can't. Like,
it's horrifying.
I want retribution on these people. You know, like I want them. If every person who's done that, I want their lives to unravel to a point where they lose all of it, dude. Mm-hmm. Exactly like that guy's face said. I want them all to have that moment where it's like this, like those two guys, like there's no hope. Like, did you see that?
Yeah.
Their eyes were there's no hope. This is over. Like, our lives are over. Anything that we've been enjoying, this is over. Like, we are now, those guys might kill themselves, actually.
Good riddance.
Yeah.
How did they end up getting caught if they've been doing this for a decade?
Because, you know what? I'm sorry. I cannot believe I forgot to talk about that. So the reason why I wanted to talk about Lasagna Gate specifically is that I find it extremely coincidental that as soon as the elites lost control of the government, immediately
the pieces started falling
all
apart.
the pieces start coming together, and all these people who used to be able to rely on being protected are no longer protected, and they're getting rung up. And in Florida specifically, Jeffrey Epstein, he got popped in Florida. This guy, how much do you know about that original case in Florida that
I don't know.
Okay, so what he was doing was he had recruited one or two like 15, 16-year-old girls, and they ran the same boo game on him every time.
Yeah.
Ghislaine would be like, hey, he wants, he'll pay you $200 for a massage. They would go up there, and he would flip over, he'd be naked, whatever, and he would manipulate them into something and then pay them their money. So then he started kind of a network marketing thing where if they brought girls to him, he would pay them for that.
I knew that.
And so he ended up getting I think it was 300 girls or something like that. And he got caught, right? These are 14-year-olds. There's no middle ground on this. Like, he's a sexual predator, black and white. Yeah. He gets caught, and someone comes in and tells the prosecutor to whatever, I'm not sure if they were a federal prosecutor or a state prosecutor at the time, but they ended up being a Clinton appointee or whatever. Mm-hmm. They went in and they took the case over, and they settled. He ended up getting
house arrest.
1 year for a single count of paying for sex with a minor or something, and the sentence allowed him to leave the facility 6 days a week as long as he was back by 8 p.m. So he was not actually in jail. He just had to sleep there for a year, 6 days,
I did know that.
Right. So that's what I'm talking about. A person I've seen the attorney who was representing the victims. He's like, everything was moving forward. I had told my attorneys whatever. And then literally out of nowhere, it was just like, this is settled. Like, this is done. And there was something about how they did it that kind of took away their ability to sue him civilly or something too. It was like, it literally was like someone just went like this and all of it went away.
Clean. Yeah.
And then he gets out, he goes to New York, and then that's when he got, years and years and years and years later. Because I believe that was in the early 2000s. And then it wasn't 15 or 16 years later, I think, when he got popped. And
which was what year?
Let me see. Okay, hang on. Epstein indictments timeline. Okay, so this is actually important to know. Okay, so 2005, 2006 is when the original one happens.
Okay.
And then the new one, he killed himself in 2019.
Yeah.
So you're talking, 12, 13 years of him doing exactly that. So, again, clearly there is an apparatus of protection and control.
Yeah.
And right now, it's gone, dude. It's been pulled out from under you guys. And everyone needs to be just absolutely paralyzed with fear. LeBron James, he was at a bunch of Diddy parties.
Oh.
LeBron James, there's no proof yet, but there's a lot of people talking about LeBron, and he is out of the Lakers right now for personal reasons.
Yikes.
Dude, again, I said this on my channel the other day, is if you're Tony Busby and you have, and I'll make this point, I know we got to go, but I'll say this and then, yeah. Okay, so if you're Tony Busby and you are deciding how to unfold this thing, and you say, I have all of these guys by the balls, and you've reached out with demand letters to all of the celebrities who are on, right? If you're going to choose one of them that you're going to go public with, you don't choose one of the small ones. You choose the biggest one. And that way, all of the other people who are sitting there with their attorneys, what do we do?
Yeah, they watch.
He's there. It's like, if he'll nuke Jay, who am I? Like,
exactly.
why would he not nuke me? And all of them are, dude, Tony Busby's phone must be blowing up right now. Yeah. And all of a sudden, LeBron James out of nowhere is just like, he said he wanted to play every single game this season. And then he's out of like, and then he's just out. It's like, oh, he's out for personal reasons. He's probably day and night, like with that guy. He's like, we got to dude, we need to get in line priority wise. We need to be in, pay him whatever he wants. Imagine what LeBron James would pay to avoid being wrapped up in this.
Exactly.
He's like a billionaire.
Yeah.
Busby is going to make
decent reputation right now.
That's who you want to be. Is you want to be I mean, you don't want to be a victim, but I'm saying if you're one of the victims, you want to be the only or one of like 2 victims of one of the biggest guys because they'll pay anything to avoid it. Crazy. If you're I think just yeah. Did we talk about the Beyonce thing yet? About the story that came out about her yesterday? So we'll do our next episode about that.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Love you guys.